Welcome to the Blending with Henry show. Hey you guys, it's part 3 of my Vitamix tips, tricks, and hacks you probably never knew about. Now today is all about food and the little things you may have never known about that were so easy to make with a Vitamix. So let's get started. Improve your chances of getting the perfect blend by properly loading the Vitamix container. Now starting at the bottom, always put liquids first, then fruits and veggies, then leafy greens, ice and frozen ingredients at the top. Now putting your hard ingredients up top pushes the ingredients underneath towards the blades. Now this also assists the blades in creating a vortex to suck down the ingredients. Now if you guys would like a copy of this, message me on blendingwithhenry.com/askhenry. Make healthy, nut-free Nutella with only 2 ingredients, sunflower seeds and high-grade chocolate. Now, most chocoholics have heard of Nutella. On paper, it's made of hazelnuts and chocolate. Sounds good, right? But in reality, the nutrition facts tell a different story. It's loaded with sugar, palm oil, emulsifiers, artificial flavor, and it's not good for people with nut allergies. Sunflower seeds are perhaps the most underrated snack, you guys, and they are a perfect nut-free substitute for making nut butters, as there are many people with nut allergies that are not allergic to sunflower seeds. For the chocolate, I'm using a high-grade cacao bar that has half the sugar of Nutella. Now using my favorite chef's knife, I'm cutting the cacao bar in half. Then on an angle, I'm chopping it in relatively small pieces. Now you guys, while you can simply melt this in the microwave, chopping it allows you to control the amount used. And this is how it should actually look. But of course, I'm going to use the whole bar, right? Okay. Using the 48-ounce wet container, I'm pouring in 3 cups of dry roasted sunflower seeds. I'm going to add a little coconut oil just for a creamier texture, but it's not necessary. Snapping my lid in place, I'm going to use the tamper to help process the ingredients. I'm going to be blending on high speed. Now just so you know, you guys, sunflower seeds take twice as long as almonds or peanuts to turn into butter. When it's done, you'll have a rich and creamy sunflower seed butter that tastes a bit like peanut butter, and sunflower seeds are far cheaper to buy than nuts. Alright, I've placed the sunflower seed butter back into the container, and now I'm going to drop in our chocolate to blend. Once again, I'm blending on high speed and I'm using the tamper to assist. This process should take no more than 40 seconds. Now check that out, you guys. Now I should go grab a spoon and eat it right from the container. Now who disagrees with that, okay? Pouring this out, it's so rich, smooth, and chocolatey. Now, if you guys are familiar with Nutella or other hazelnut spreads, it looks exactly the same, right? I know, you guys are dying to taste this. It tastes every bit as good as it looks. Now, would you prefer the one on the left that's processed or the one on the right? Doesn't that look good? This chocolate sunflower seed spread goes so well with these fresh and buttery croissants. Now, healthy life doesn't get much better than this. If you guys are into making fresh bread, you can make fresh wheat flour, and it takes only 1 ingredient, wheat berries. Now see the fresh loaf of bread I made from an earlier video. Cool. And look at the top of that crust, you guys, absolutely beautiful, even browning. And I'm going to leave it on this cooling rack for a couple of hours before I slice it. Before baking, you generally run to the store for the gold. It's okay, you guys, but it's not fresh, and store-bought flour sits on the shelves for weeks, and unwanted visitors with tiny little legs end up inside your flour. Wheat berries don't look like berries, so you can easily overlook them at your grocery store. Now they are super cheap, you guys, especially if you buy them in bulk. Now, you can buy a big 2-pound bag and make flour in your Vitamix with just the right amount that you need. And you don't have to worry about unwanted visitors because they come from flour, not from unprocessed wheat berries. To create the flour, I'm using the 48-ounce dry grains container, and I'm going to pour in 1 cup of the wheat berries. Snap my lid in place, and I'm going to blend on high speed. Now look at this, you guys, and it took only 1 minute. So you can keep going the traditional way on the left, if you dare, or you can easily make your own. And it's perfectly powdery, and this is why the dry grains container is necessary. Here's a great tip for you guys. The lid plug isn't just for covering a hole at the top of your Vitamix container, it's also designed to be used as a measuring cup and for pouring in your spices and flavorings while blending. The newer design containers have lid plugs with measurement markings of 1/2 ounce and 1 ounce, and looking at the top, they are flared on the sides for easy pouring of ingredients. The 2 lid plugs on the far left with herbs and spices are from the newer containers with clear lids. Now the one on the far right with the crushed red pepper is from the classic style Vitamix with the rubber lid. While blending things such as soups, you can add spices simply by pouring them right in. Now this is very handy, you guys, if you don't have small measuring cups. And when you're done, simply snap the lid plug on top of your Vitamix container. Here's another awesome tip for you guys. You can make instant plant-based creamy soup with only 2 ingredients, with 1 being a vegetable. Here's my secret weapon I use every time: parsnips. Now, root veggies are great for thickening soups. Using nuts, cashews, or milk is okay, but then you have to deal with dairy, and as I mentioned earlier, many people have nut allergies. I'm going to make a very quick creamy soup using the 48-ounce container. Now, I created a simple vegan broth from my Southwest spice blend I got from Blend It Up. Now, I'm dropping in a rough chopped parsnip. Portion should be 1:1. Super quick, super easy, and super creamy. Now if you like it even creamier, you guys, just add another 1/2 cup of chopped parsnips, and you can eat it right away with just the vegan broth from the parsnips and a little garnish seasoning. Now, parsnips are high in nutrition and won't overpower your soup with flavor. Add some chopped veggies, chicken, or seafood, and this works very well when making a creamy tomato soup. The trick to making the perfect sorbet is easier than you think, you guys, and it requires no ice. You've probably made a few sorbets with your Vitamix, but often people follow this recipe idea demoed at their membership store using a lot of liquid and fresh fruit. Then you add a ton of ice, and more ice, and more ice, okay? And a little more, okay? Then you tamp forever with the tamper. Truthfully, you guys, all this ice is watering down your sorbet. It's okay for the membership stores to do this, but this isn't the right way. Does this look like yours? That's kind of a slushy mess, but then you try to fix it by putting it in the freezer, but then it tastes too icy and it's still watered down. Now I'm going to show you guys the proper way. I'm putting in 2 cups of frozen mixed fruit, some lime juice to kick up the flavor. Using pitted dates not only adds texture, but it helps sweeten the sorbet. And now I'm adding my favorite blended up vegan honey to give it an extra sweetness, flavor, and more texture without adding too much liquid. Snapping my lid in place. And I'm going to use the tamper to help process the ingredients. I'm starting on variable speed 1. I'm going to quickly increase to the highest speed. After you hear the Vitamix growl a couple of times and notice that the ingredients are being pulled downwards towards the blades, you can immediately stop the blending. Alright, let's take a look at it. And you should be successful achieving these 4 circular mounds as long as you don't overblend. Your scoops should turn out like this. First, notice how frozen they are and not slushy. Also notice how dense the sorbet is. It's all fruit including the dates, and you won't have to rush it to the freezer to save it from melting. I'm just going to go ahead and add a spoon, and there you go. Now, if you want to put it in the freezer to eat later, keep it in the freezer no longer than 30 minutes as it will develop ice crystals since there are no preservatives. As always, your continued support is appreciated, so please remember to click the bell icon after you hit the subscribe button to receive alerts when I put up new videos. Alright you guys, I cannot thank you enough as always for watching and supporting me. My Vitamix tips, tricks, and hacks videos have been very successful. Now if you're interested in the Vitamix, the Vegan Southwest Blend Broth, or the Bee-Free Vegan Honey, see the links below the video. I will see you soon.